Shalom. Shalom and welcome. This is Olive Trees and Lampstands. Olive Trees and Lampstands. It is a series of messages for those who seek to do the will of the Almighty Father, those of whom I believe will indeed come to discover their participation among the ranks of the 144,000 and multitude as mentioned in Revelations chapter 7 and 14. Today is April 27, 2014. This message is indeed to you, my brothers and sisters, you whom I believe seek to do the will of the Almighty Father, Yahuwah, and accept Yahusha as Messiah. If you're tuning in for the first time, my name is Symmanayah, and these messages are for an awakening nation of believers. This segment is entitled The Tribe of Naphtali. The Tribe of Naphtali. My brothers and sisters, allow me to begin this segment with the following. Genesis 49th chapter verses 1 and 2 reads, And Yaakov called his sons and said, Gather together so that I declare to you what is to befall you in the last days. Verse 2 says, Gather together and hear, you sons of Yaakov, and listen to Yashar'al your father. Dropping down to verse 21, Genesis 49 verse 21. Naphtali is a deer let loose. He gives words of excellence. My brothers and sisters, let me state the following. What do we know about a deer? Let's consider the characteristics of a deer, of which Yaakov or Yashar'al, some may know him as Jacob, whose name was changed to Israel, but his true name is Yaakov, whose name was changed to Yashar'al. He described his son Naphtali as a deer let loose, and he said that he gives words of excellence. So, let's consider the characteristics of a deer, my brothers and sisters. A deer can be found around the world. Deer can adapt well to just about any habitat. They can adapt to just about any habitat. They have the fastest growing living tissue on earth. They have a great sense of hearing. They have a good night vision, which is useful in the early morning and near dusk. Deer have an excellent sense of smell, which allows them to detect predators from a long distance away. Deer start eating in the morning. While there are other characteristics of a deer, let's see what the Spirit of Yahusha has provided regarding the relevance of a deer as described by Yaakov, describing his son Naphtali. Naphtali is one of Yaakov's sons, and Naphtali is one of the tribes that will be represented in the last days in the end times, part of the ranks of the 144,000. Now that I mentioned characteristics of a deer, let me pose some more questions. But as I do, allow me to stir your spirit and insert this verse regarding the stirring up of one's spirit. Hebrews 10:24 and 25 reads, And let us be concerned for one another in order to stir up love and good works, not forsaking the assembling of ourselves together, as is the habit of some, but encouraging, or so much more as you see the day coming near. I submit to you, my brothers and sisters, should we be concerned with one another in these last days? Indeed, we should. Will there be a final exodus? Yes, there will. Will we face the most trying times? Therefore, the need to encourage one another will be great regarding the coming days. Yes, it is so. If necessary, review that again. Hebrews 10th chapter verses 24 and 25. Now, my brothers and sisters, given what I described about the characteristics of a deer, allow me to ask you the following questions as they correlate with the characteristics that I mentioned regarding a deer. And I'm going to mention the characteristics of a deer again, and then the correlation that I see as it relates to end time gathering, as it relates to our final Exodus. A deer can be found around the world. My question to you, has Yashar'al been scattered around the world? A deer can adapt well to just about any habitat. I ask you, have we adapted to just about any habitat around the world? A deer has the fastest growing living tissue. I ask you, does melanin contribute to fast growing tissue? Does melanin contribute something phenomenal due to its ability to absorb the radiation of the sun? That one may require a little more research. Pray. I believe with all my heart, I am compelled to believe you will find confirmation to that. Moving along. A deer has a great sense of hearing. Do we not, through discernment and belief, are able to hear what the Spirit of Yahushua is saying to us, therefore making our hearing quicker than the physical ear by listening to the voice of Yahushua, our Savior, our Messiah? A deer has good night vision, which is useful in the early morning and near dusk. I ask you, are Hebrews or Abari and agricultural people who mostly work during the day, and is not our vision most effective from morning to dusk? A deer, also on this morning to dusk, who is able to understand that if the work begins from morning to dusk, and then it returns again, that there's a correlation to our honoring and remembering the Shabbat from morning to morning, while many so erroneously embrace another teaching. Pray on these matters. It is also said that a deer has an excellent sense of smell, which allows them to detect predators from a long distance away. I ask you, are the children of Yahuwah, both Abri and Goyim, Hebrews and Gentiles, who seek to do the will of the Almighty Father, I ask you, are the children of the Most High able to discern, and by discernment, by listening and paying attention to the Spirit of Yahushua, able to detect predators from a long distance away? Another description, a deer starts eating in the morning. I ask you, are we able to eat natural food better in daylight as well as spiritual food when there is righteous light, when the Spirit of Yahushua makes his written words alive? Who is able to see the correlation that Yaakov or Yashar'al has described in his son Naphtali? Who is able to discern and understand that the characteristics of his son Naphtali will be present among the tribe of Naphtali that will rise in these last days during these end times, and we will witness these characteristics among the 144,000 as the tribe of Naphtali spearhead our understanding of these characteristics and contribute to this component of a body of one with many members. My brothers and sisters, I am amazed at the correlation of the characteristics of a deer as this description Yaakov gave to one of his sons regarding the last days. Whether you believe Yaakov that he was only referring to his son Naphtali, or whether you can accept that he's also describing the characteristics of the tribe of Naphtali, I submit to you, those who will be among the ranks of the gathered will demonstrate similar characteristics. Those that will be among the tribe of Naphtali, they will present the characteristics of a deer as they relate to the characteristics of our spiritual and natural walk. Naphtali, you who will be among the tribe of Naphtali, you will add to the mix of being gathered from the four corners in a way that can be defined as being flexible and having the ability to adapt and to adjust during changing environments and conditions. who is able to see such trying times that will come as described in end-time prophecy? Will it not require us to understand how to adapt and adjust, how to be flexible within the confines of the righteousness of the Most High? Remember, I presented what I am compelled regarding Judah, the tribe of Yehudah, as the tribe bringing leadership, and Reuben as the tribe demonstrating how power and strength will be among us, and the tribe of Gad as defenders and fighters, yet non-violent in action, and Asher as the tribe that contributes the necessity of being meticulous and very detailed. I now, my brothers and sisters, give to you Naphtali, present to you Naphtali, one who would understand what we are about to face during these end times, and it is apparent that we will come to be flexible, adjust, and adapt as those who represent the tribe of Naphtali contribute to this mix, from leadership to power to defenders to those who are meticulous. Naphtali bring to the mix much in the shaping of Yashar'al, a nation of believers consisting of both Abari and Goyim, or Hebrew and Gentiles, who seek to do the will of the Almighty Father. Pray, my brothers and sisters, that you're able to discern the life in these words. The final Exodus will include gathering from the four corners of the earth. We will adapt and adjust to many nations, kindreds, and tongues, as described in Revelation 7th chapter. Discernment will be one of the most critical components as we journey. We must and will come to witness the presence of the Spirit of Yahushua, forging together 12 tribes, 12,000 from each, as well as a multitude from many nations, kindreds, and tongues. Our journey, my brothers and sisters, it will result in extreme humbling times and conditions. It will result in a change in our eating habits. You, who will be among the ranks of the representatives of the tribe of Naphtali, will bring clear understanding of all the attributes I just described, as it is also common among deer. This will bring elegance, much elegance, to the body, my brothers and sisters. Elegance meaning a peace of mind, shalom, comfort, and understanding how to adjust and adapt, how to be flexible as the Spirit of Yahushua reprove and refine his children. Leadership, power, and strength with defenders and fighters, with detailed and meticulous actions present. These things are not complete without the characteristics that I have just described regarding Naphtali coming into the mix. Yes, the tribe of Naphtali, an emerging tribe, will bring much to a true awakening nation of believers who seek to do the will of the Almighty Father Yahuwah through his set-apart Spirit sent in Yahushua's name. Each tribe, along with the multitude, brings something critical to this emerging body of one. I pray that you are able to witness the life in our instruction. For not only with each tribe, we will see that the multitude that will also be brought together, each will bring characteristics that are pertinent to us becoming whole as described in scriptures. I pray, my brothers and sisters, that you're able to witness the life in our instruction. I pray that you are able to endure the changes, the reproving, the perfecting, the refinement that is ahead. And each tribe and each component and each individual of the assemblies, the lampstands who represents the multitude, alone with the 144,000, each will be dependent upon one another. One without the other would make us incomplete. Yes, you who might be as one gazing in a mirror, you may soon discover that the spiritual traits and characteristics that I present with each tribe and or among the multitude, the lampstands, you may find yourself as one gazing in the mirror or one trying on shoes and find that it fits and describes you. Yes, you, my brothers and sisters. For each of us have a task to accomplish, and we will be perfected and refined to do the will of the Almighty Father Yahuwah. Continue to stay tuned, for there is much, much more to come. Pray and earnestly seek to discern and understand. Stay tuned as this series continues to take shape, my brothers and sisters. This series, which is again entitled Olive Trees and Lampstands, it will prove to reflect instructions for shaping a refined group led by the Spirit of Yahushua, our Mashiach, our Messiah, our Sovereign. We have visited possible highlights of the tribe of Yehuda, Reuben, Gad, Asher, and now completing this segment by introducing Naphtali, going in the sequence that are described in Revelation 7th chapter. And you will see there's much more. There are more tribes that will add to this. So my brothers and sisters, pray earnestly. Though it may seem strange because it is not what we've been taught when it comes to tribes and kinmanships, I submit to you the superiority of the power and might of the Almighty Father through His Spirit. Through these spirits that we have that are in these earthen vessels, we will discover the 12 tribes of Yashar'al that many have thought were done away with from race mixing, or it's hard to say. We will discover the superiority of the power and might of the Most High beyond DNA and these other distractions which try to promulgate or perpetuate Yashar'al. True Yashar'al with all 12 tribes and those who are grafted into the body of one will emerge and rise, my brothers and sisters. Until next time, continue to stay tuned as the series Olive Trees and Lampstands continue. Shalom, shalom, shalom.